What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Locks DFS MLB Breakdown. My name is Narang. I'm from locksdfs.com, and I'll be breaking down this 12-game main slate on DraftKings and FanDuel for Tuesday, May 14th. Before I get into that, though, if you guys want to go ahead and leave a like and comment on this video, not only would it mean a lot to us as far as getting more traction on these videos, but you'll be entered into winning a free season pass of your choice. As you guys know, we run the same giveaway every single week where we like to give back to our most active viewers, people that are leaving positive comments, showing support. So if you do that, you'll be entered into this week's giveaway, which we'll announce the winner of on Monday. Christian announced last week's giveaway winner yesterday. So if you haven't already checked that video out, go check it out to see if you won. And if you did, go ahead and DM us at Locks DFS, and we'll hook you up with a free season pass. But with that all being said, let's get into the slate because it's actually a really, really good slate as far as pitching goes. A lot of high-price options to look towards. A few low-price options that may generate some ownership, but we'll get into that. And obviously, with what comes with 12-game slates, tons of spots to go to for bats. But let's start off with my favorite high-price guy, and that's going to be Chris Sale versus my Colorado Rockies. Chris Sale is just a guy that's improved since his Rocky start to the season. If you remember, during the start, his xFIPs were sitting in the 5. Since then, they've come down to 3.5 to righties and 2.95 to lefties. We love to see that. His K rate is way up as well from where it started this year. 11.6 to righties, 9.82 to lefties. It coincides with his swinging strike rate ticking up, and it coincides with his velocity ticking up. So his swinging strike rate is up to now 13.4%, and his velo, as you can see in the most recent few games, has slowly started ticking up to usually where he sits around 94, 95. And that's what where he needs to sit to be effective. If he's sitting at 92, he's not going to be nearly as effective. But if he can get back to the Chris Sale of old, where he was sitting at 97 and pushing 98, then it's a wrap for these Rocky hitters. We see this Rocky team total open up already fairly low at 3.4. Then some positive line movement on Boston has knocked it down even farther to 3.3. And in addition to that, the Rockies boast the 11th worst K rate in the league versus lefties and a really low walk rate as well as 7.7%. So all things kind of lining up for a real good Chris Sale start, and I am on board with that. And the next guy I want to talk about is Caleb Smith, which might surprise a few people seeing Caleb Smith up here at 9.5K. But if you've been paying attention to anything MLB DFS related this year, you know that this dude is well deserved this price tag. I'll just go through his 2019 numbers as far as xFIP goes. 3.02 to righties, 2.9 to lefties, striking out over 10 batters per inning for both, over 12 for righties. Doing a decent job of limiting hard contact, only 19% to lefties, 37 to righties, still isn't that bad. And he's pitching it, as you saw it with his fly ball percentages, 50% to righties. But when he's pitching in a park like Marlins Park, it's one of the biggest parks in baseball, it definitely helps mitigate his fly ball lean. And then the best part about Caleb Smith has got to be his swinging strike rate at 16.7%. I believe that's the highest rate for a starting pitcher in the majors. I think Blake Snell might be in the 17%, but Caleb Smith is just so legit, it's insane. And if you guys saw that when I was talking about the Rockies versus lefties, we actually have the Rays versus lefties who are striking at the highest clip in baseball, 30.6%, with a mediocre WRC plus of only 96. They do walk a little bit, but Caleb Smith typically has pretty good command, so it's not something we really have to worry about too much. And those kind of strikeout numbers versus lefties make sense when you look at their lineup. I mean, they have a patient hitter, Yandy Diaz, leading it off. But after that, just a bunch of high strikeout guys versus lefties. And the bottom half of this lineup, including a pitcher spot, is a super favorable draw for Caleb Smith in this kind of ballpark. So you may end up seeing a guy like Charlie Morton come in a little chalkier than Caleb Smith, despite being 1,000 more. I think I'd rather just have the Caleb Smith side of this, though, as of 2 p.m. today. So that's where I'm going to be looking at for starting pitchers. I think there are some cheaper guys you can look towards. We'll have them up on the lock sheet for members. But for now, let's get into bats. So 2 spots that I really want to talk about on this slate. The first one is going to be the Oakland A's versus Mike Leake. So Mike Leake, a guy who this year has had pretty heavy reverse splits. 5.57 xFIP to righties, only 4.03 to lefties. He's striking out more lefties as well, but he's giving up a massive 2.7 home run per 9 to righties as opposed to 1.65 for lefties, which is still bad, but it's a whole home run per 9 more to right-handed bats. And it makes sense when you look at his underlying numbers, his hard hit rate. His 46% to righties with a 44% fly ball rate. Still 40% to lefties, but he's generating a lot more ground balls using that slider. He has one of the best sliders in baseball, so that definitely helps explain a lot of those numbers versus lefties. And a 56% ground ball rate. So the guys I'm really going to prioritize in this lineup are going to be the righties, which is good because Oakland is a righty-heavy team. We saw Chris Davis look like he locked back in last night, hitting 2 home runs, and he just looks like he's ready to get going again. Matt Chapman at 4.5K, big fan of him. Matt Olson at 3.9. I know I mentioned the righties, but it's a real great price you're getting on Matt Olson. And then depending on who's in the 1-2 spots, I'm assuming it'll be Simeon and Profar. We saw Pinder in there versus a lefty, but Profar is probably going to man that spot versus righties. So both of these guys are in play for me as well. We've seen this Oakland team total tick up slightly in the day, opened at 4.6, has since risen to 4.7, 55% of bets on them. They moved from minus 105 to minus 115. A little bit of love from Vegas definitely doesn't hurt. So that's one spot I'm really interested in, and it's bolstered by the fact that over the last 14 days, the Mariners have the 7th worst bullpen, which is always something that we want to target because, if your stack does go off, they're ideally knocking Mike Leake out of the game in less than 4 innings. And then you get about 4 or 5 innings in the bullpen, and you want to have a good bullpen matched up against. So I'm going to be looking at some Oakland bats, and then also going to be looking at some Kansas City bats versus Shelby Miller. Shelby Miller just awful numbers, 5.92 xFIP to lefties, 7.38 to righties. Insane home run per 9, 2.38 to lefties, 1.1 to righties. He's walking more guys than he's striking out on the year. 7.16 walks per 9 to righties, 6.35 to lefties. Feel nauseated just saying those numbers. 51% hard contact rate to lefties, 43% to righties. And this Royals team, despite what many perceive of the Royals as being sort of a soft hitting team, they do have a ton of speed, which kind of ups their upside as far as they can swipe a bag as well. But a lot of these guys have home run upside as well, especially in the middle of this lineup. Let me go ahead and pull it up because their lineup is out. We got Witt leading off, who obviously has a dong in the bag upside. And then Nicky Lopez batting second for them. I like how that lengthens up their lineup. This is a guy who's got a 3% strikeout rate in the minors to go along with a 15% walk rate. He sort of just fits the mold of patient, good contact hitters with a ton of speed. So these top 3 guys all can hit home runs and all can steal a bag. Love that as far as stacking them. And 4 through 7 can all have multi-home run upside as well. We know Shelby Miller's prone to the implosion. And like I mentioned with the Mariners, the Rangers actually have the 6th worst bullpen over the last 14 days. And I believe in the bottom 5 on the season. We see the Kansas City team total just slowly going up. What did it open at? I believe it opened at like 5. It opened at 5, and now it's since risen to 5.2. Would anticipate that ticking up even farther throughout the day. It's just a really, really good spot for them. So those are going to be some guys that I am looking at for tonight. And let's just do these home run calls now so we can wrap it up. So one team I didn't talk about too much was St. Louis, but a big fan of them as well versus Mike Fultonevich. So my low price home run call of the day under 4K is going to be Matt Carpenter at 3.7K. Mike Fultonevich does throw his fastball a lot. We know how good of a fastball hitter Carp is. It's warm in Atlanta, and there's a short porch and right at SunTrust Park that Carpenter can just pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Matt Carpenter as my low price bomb call. And in my high price bomb call, I'm going to go with JD Martinez versus Kyle Freeland. Boston, another team I didn't talk too much about on these videos. They will be on the lock sheet for members. But Kyle Freeland, just a guy that struggled with hard contact at righties this year. And JD, as we know, one of the best lefty mashers in all of baseball, going back for seasons now. So I'm going to keep riding with him in Fenway as my high price home run call of the day. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, leave a comment, show some love. And we'll go ahead and possibly pick you for a free season pass of your choice. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you win a ton of money tonight, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.